Mario Manningham. Stay locked in between the lines with Coach Stella.
Bruh, great game. Number 3 seed. Sorry, Division 5, Region 17, number 3 seed, Poland. 9-3 now was coming into the game, 9-2 against number 2 seed Girard that was coming into the game, 11-0. Classic. Girard won 28-27. I want to say in the regular season they won 29-28, I think, if my memory is correct. So another one-point game, another classic football game. Atmosphere was amazing. Environment was electric. Both sides. Poland had their side packed early. They were loud. Girard had their home stands packed. No seats available. Standing room only around the fence. Behind the Girard, in front of the Girard locker room, it felt like it was 100 people from the community right there that was sitting and locked in. So it was a beautiful place to be at. The atmosphere was good, and it was a great game. Girard got it done 28-27. So on the Poland side, shout out to Poland. Had another good year. Shout out to Coach Pavlansky doing a good job as he always does. And shout out to that senior group. They got a good group of seniors over there that's been doing a good job leading their program this year and having good careers up to this point. So keep your head up, Poland. Good year, good game. And really, y'all got nothing to feel sorry about other than losing the game. So keep your head up. But 3 things in my mind, though, that stuck in my mind from the Poland side after that game. Too many penalties. That was both teams. It was too many penalties, but Poland lost. So too many penalties. In the second half, I was looking for Vito. You know what I mean? We in the winner go home. We need this win so we can continue to advance to the regional final. My best player got to be involved more. He got to get more touches. Now, I could be wrong. I think Vito had 2 touches in the second half. The one was a deep catch. He had a deep catch. Mm-hmm. I want to say he had another run. But just looking into it, I've said it live. You said it to me. I said it to you. Like, where's Vito at? We got to get Vito the ball. So I know that's something Coach Pavlansky looking back on the game because coaches, we are really our biggest critics. Mm-hmm. And I know Coach Pavlansky, who's a really, really good coach, I know he's going to continue to watch the film and watch it back. But I know he would even agree with that we got to get Vito the ball more in the second half. And then number 3, I actually love the decision to go for 2. You know what I mean? And I probably would, me personally, I probably would have had a different play call, but I love the decision to go for 2. You know what I mean? They had just won. They had a little bit of momentum. The offense had just scored. David had just had an electric touchdown run. So I understand it. And he's seen this picture in week 8. He's seen this picture as a coach. He went through it. He know what this was going, in his mind, he know what it was going to look like. So in his mind, he wanted to go for 2. Let's get this 2. Let's take the lead right now. That was him saying we here to win the game. You know what I mean? So I respect it. But they just didn't get it done. On the flip side, they had to get a stop anyway. But all in all, I love the decision. Here, let's go for it. Show your kids I believe in them. We came to win the game. You know what I mean? We ain't come here to hope and luck into the win. But that's tough. That's tough for the kids and for the coaches and for the, everybody included with the Poland program. So, but shout out to Poland, man. Had, like I said, another good year. Great group of seniors. Coach Pavlansky and his staff does a great job. So it's tough anytime you lose in the playoffs. On the flip side, Girard advanced to the regional final game versus Mooney this week. Few things that stuck out to me about Girard, seeing them in person for the first time, is I thought their defense was better than advertised, especially their run defense. I thought in the second half, Chase Jones got a little bit of momentum and started really running that ball good for Poland. But I felt like overall, Girard did a good job of at least holding that run game to a stalemate, where it wasn't like the Poland run game has just exploded for 4 quarters. So I was surprised with that, Girard's run defense. I was impressed with Allen Hess Cordova coming off that edge. Versatile piece. Coach Pearson and his defensive staff do a good job moving him around. Seen him playing some 5-tech, some 7-tech, playing to the strength, playing away from the strength. And on that 2-point conversion, he was the one that got in Davis' face and was able to force the sack and then pretty much kind of end the game right there. And Dylan Littell, I talked about it in a couple of interviews after the game. For a kid that's 6'5", 280, an offensive lineman to be playing both ways. I don't know how many plays he set down. I know offensively he didn't come off the field. And I felt like defensively, I seen him when he got banged up a little bit and set out a couple plays, but I want to say he was in there almost every play. So for a kid to be able to do that at his size was really impressive to me. And them being able to stop the run was able early to get Poland in some third and long situations. And then if you're playing Poland, that's the type of situations I want to get them in. Their strength isn't necessarily just straight drop back passing in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. They want to stay ahead of the sticks, get their run game going. Now I can roll out David, I can roll out Vito, I can go play action, I can work my screen game. That's mostly Poland's type of passing game. So anytime you can get them in 3rd and long, that helps your defense. And then on the flip side, I thought the offensive line did a good job, especially in the second half, being able to establish their own run game. I thought running back Sammy Scott, he ain't flashy. He don't do nothing overly great, but he's a good football player. He's a tough kid. He's a North and South kid. And Sammy was doing a good job with the offensive line opening up holes on first down, just going to get his offense 4 yards, just going to get him 5 yards. And now as a play caller, I got A.J. Pearson as my quarterback. I'm in 2nd and 5, especially once I get to the 50-yard line. I'm in 2nd and 5. Really, I got 3 plays to get 5 yards, and I feel great about that. You know what I mean? So I thought the offensive line did a good job. I thought Sammy Scott did a good job of just playing North and South football, keeping the chains moving. And the last thing, I thought the Girard offensive and defensive staff did a great job making adjustments in game. You know what I mean? Making adjustments in game, especially offensively. They were going a lot of no huddle in the first half. And at times it looked like maybe they need to slow this down, but I knew Coach Pearson and the offensive staff were trying to play the long game. Poland is a bigger, stronger team overall. So let's try to run a lot of plays and let's try to tire them out. So in the second half, when we need our run game and we need Sammy Scott, they're a little bit more tired, and it was effective. Also, you seen them go in the second half. They ran a lot of speed option. That's an adjustment. They didn't really run that a lot in the first half. What that let me know is they seen something in the game or talked about something at halftime. Anytime it was 3rd and 2, 4th and 3, they ran speed option. They kept the ball in the best player's hand, but they gave him a scheme that was almost guaranteed to work, and A.J. going to make the right read. Anytime the defensive end committed to him, he pitched it to Sammy. Sammy, if they block it for 4, Sammy get you 5. Anytime the defensive end try to kind of play both, with an athlete like that, he'll fake or stumble, and then he'll run it. He go get the first down. So I thought the offensive staff did a really good job just making adjustments throughout the game, and kind of gave their team just a slight advantage. And anytime you're in this type of playoffs and with these type of teams that's evenly matched, anytime the coaches can give you a little edge, you know what I mean, that always helps out and make it better. But great game. Great atmosphere, bro. First time being at Girard, I can't be more impressed with everything, the atmosphere, the coaches, the team. And they got a big one this week at South Range High School versus Mooney, bro. Got a big one.
Man, if I could just add my 2 cents,
Yeah.
man, that was a great game, great environment, man. I like to say, first and foremost, saying shout out to Coach Pearson for having us, the hospitality. Shout out to, Savorza?
Oh, my God.
The hospitality tent. Great food, great eats.
Amazing.
If you're not familiar, I'll put the information in the description over there. But Coach Pearson and the Girard faithful laid it out. They had the hospitality tent. We got some good eats. Well, I enjoyed a great game and a great environment. Shout out to both communities, like you said, packed along the fence line. It was the type of environment that high school football movies are made of.
Yep.
All right. You already mentioned it. Chase Jones for Poland.
He was running
He had to step up. I mean, he's always been a gamer. We've seen Poland a few times. He's been a gamer, but Poland lost Panu, and he needed to step up to keep them relevant and to help David and Vito out. and he ran it. He ran that ball
He
tough.
was running that thing.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out number 5. Shout out 4-3. Hope you're healing up well.
No doubt.
He was playing big time football right before he exited with that injury. Had a nice touchdown run where he
show off his athleticism.
You know, he
Shout
got
out
his
Pondu. Pondu said
got his little
he show off
Saquon
my
Barkley on,
athleticism.
you know
Maybe
what
he
I'm
hurdle
saying?
somebody at the goal
hurdle
line.
somebody at the goal line, tapped that pylon, got for that touchdown. So big shout out to them. Shout out to the Poland community for coming out, like you said.
And they was loud.
Indeed. It was a great game.
Early.
Yeah, so they don't have nothing to hold their head down about at all. At the end of the day, though, AJ Pearson, it was our first time seeing him in real life. He the real deal. We see a lot of great players doing what we do, covering this between the lines of Coach Stella. But you know, like I always tell you, I like to get up close to see if it's really on him. And I'm gonna say this about AJ Pearson. We get to see a lot of great players, and a lot of these great players we get to see have 3, 4, 5 big time great players right next to him. And I'm not taking nothing away from AJ Pearson and Girard's team as a whole. I'm not taking nothing away from his team as a whole.
Right.
But he's the real deal. He's the real deal. I mean, I just want to just add my 2 cents.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and add my 2 cents. You know, it's AJ. We talk about AJ a lot. That was our first time seeing him in person. I want to see him in person. A lot of people, probably since what was that, week 3 or 4? He was the first time he was our player of the week. He was our player of the week twice. But a lot of people have been texting me, like just friends in the community, Trimble, Mahoney County. Hey, Danny, how good is this kid? Hey, Danny, how good is this kid? And I tell anybody anytime, I always like to see a kid in person first. The kid is a really, really, really good football player, man. Really, really good football player. I'm saying that he only a sophomore. He got a lot to work on. And the good thing is his dad is the head coach, so you'll never have to worry about him getting a big head and not being humble because he got the right dad and coach in his life. So he's good on that. But the ball comes out this kid's hand really, really nice. He's probably 6 foot, 5'11 and a half, 6 foot. The ball come out his hand nice. He has a super IQ. The game has already slowed all the way down to him, and he can make plays with his feet. The number one thing I like about AJ, he's in the game just trying to figure out what he needs to do to win the game. He figured out in that game, okay, I probably ain't going to throw for 200, 300 yards in this game, but I'm going to need to go run it 26 times, protect the ball, keep these chains moving, keep their offense on the sideline, and just continue to be a football player. And it lets me know how smart he is because we talked about the adjustments with the coaching staff. He was in lockstep with the coaches all night. Shout out to Poland's defense. They were able to make him pay on a couple throws. Got 2 interceptions on him. You know what I mean? But his confidence never waned. He never pointed the finger at his teammates. He never hollered at any of his teammates. He took it on the chin, went and got his gloves, went back on defense, came back, made adjustments, and continued to rock. So, like you said, man, the kid is a player. If I'm YSU, I'm offering him right now. I'm trying to keep him in my backyard.
YSU, y'all gonna have to
I'm trying to keep him in my backyard.
You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Coach Pearson and the rest of the Girard team and staff too, because you can tell that everybody has an understanding of what he brings, and everybody does what they're supposed to do. So it's not, no one player can get it done by themselves. So that's not what we're saying.
Right.
It takes other people being great in their roles. All I'm saying is, if Braden Feaster doesn't break a long run, then Rock Hill will.
Right.
Or so, but
I understand exactly what
you
you're saying.
understand what I'm saying?
I understand exactly what you're saying. And
everybody's gonna focus on 2.
That's just how I go. 2 know that. Coach Pearson know that. The coaches know that.
Right.
His teammates know that. Which lets you know how great of a teammate leader he is because there is no resentment over there. His teammates love playing with him and for him. They love it. And that's why in the breakdown I wanted to give some love to Allen Hess Cordova, Dylan Littell. Apologies to my guy Braxton Sloan. I'm sorry, Braxton. On my live updates, I said that was Jaden Wade on the interception, but that was my guy Braxton Sloan. I apologize, but Braxton Sloan had a big time interception. They got kids like Jaden Wade, my guy Mario Lempinski, Jeremiah Hunter. So they got a really, really good team. And Coach Pearson and them guys are doing a good job developing them and turn them into good football players. So, and the last thing I want to speak on is another thing that stuck out is the Girard coaching staff. They just kind of stay here all game. Just walking past the sideline, looking at their sideline from Poland sideline. Only time I seen them really kind of get excited is when both teams was kind of getting in scuffle, just to break it up. But a lot of times it was scuffles going on, and you look on their sideline and their coaches got their heads in them, and their coaches just walking away, talking to who in the booth. Hey, what we want to do, what we want to. They stay here all game, which is why their players stay here all game. Never got too high, too low. It was too many penalties on both sides. I would have liked if the officials would have took more control of the game. Anytime you seeing these kids, like kids are kids, they're excited, their emotions are running, hormones are running. It's the regional semifinals. We're trying to get to the regional finals. I want to win the state championship. That's going to happen. But at some point, the referees got to bring the head coach and the captain to the middle of the field and say, hey, if this don't stop, next person get a 15-yard penalty, I'm throwing y'all out.
And you know what, I just like to add to that, because you know, as we edit down the footage for the highlights and whatnot, I end up watching the game almost a couple of times basically. But shout out to both of them teams. They played hard. I didn't see anything too malicious. No. You know, some late pushes and things like that, but I didn't see anything where these guys were showing too much lack of respect for the game. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, it is what it is. We just played you.
Yeah,
it is. We trying to get something.
Conference rival.
So, and that's what this game is about. So, you know, but just, you know, to add context to it,
yeah, it was a lot of respect out there.
It was chippy, but it was respectful. If you can understand that.
And that's what also, I'm saying. Like the chippiness was just kids just wanting to advance to the
that's all it was. Yeah.
Nobody was.
It wasn't too egregious.
Late after the play, nobody was spearing anybody. Nobody. It was just. Emotions run high. Emotions
run high. You're going to get pushed a little bit.
Emotions run high. And that's why I just like to see.
If I didn't get you during the whistle, I'll get you afterwards.
I'm going to get you at some point. That's why I would just like to see the referees come together. Because at some point in the second half, the fans on both sides, the people in like everybody watches like, okay, we just kind of here to watch the game. I'm not saying don't call calls, but at this point, instead of y'all trying to clean up and get control of the game, y'all just throwing flags. Let's get control of the game. Bring the coaches and the captains to the middle of the field. And if you tell the head coach, if one more of your kids get a 15-yard penalty, look at this head coach. I'm kicking them out. I guarantee you that's the coaches and the captain's job, to be them people to kind of keep their team calm, relay the message from the referee to their team. That's part of being the captain. And so that's the only thing I would have liked to see from that game, but it was a great football game.
And I just wanted to point out one more thing. Dylan Littell, when I was going back watching that footage, man, he forced about 3 holding calls.
He was playing.
On when he was on the defensive side, hey, it's double down. It's double down. Shout out to the center from Poland. He has his work cut out for him. He was having to deal with him, but he definitely was a difference. And I know you had brought it up. I just wanted to add to that. It was in my notes. He was a cause for about a good 3 holding calls against the Poland offense. Just having to deal with that size, trying to double down, pushing, and
he was a force, man.
You know, you could tell Girard is a very well coached team. Like you said, they took the temperament of their coaching staff, and man, they was moving them chains when they needed to move them. Extended them drives.
Always
great
in control.
Game, man. Shout out to both teams, both communities, and they gave us another classic.
No doubt.
Can we do it again? That's our ELLIE House Game of the Week recap.
LB checking in, man. Keep it locked in, but in between the lines with Coach Tully. You feel me? You did.